Hello, welcome to Clutch My Pearls, the podcast where I, Emily, learn all about the smut that my friends are reading. As always, I'm joined with Vanessa and Barbara.
Hi.
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 What's up?
What's up?
None of us have cold meds, but the weather's making me feel all kinds of weird.
Yeah.
Your eyes apparently aren't working
So
today,
dry.
Vanessa. And so,
Yeah.
Emily, what's up? Do you have vertigo?
I'm getting over my vertigo.
Mhm.
Kennel cough.
My kennel cough is hopefully on its way out. And, I'm as this comes out, I'm currently out of town. So I'm
Look at that.
been
I hope
prepping
you're
for that.
Feeling good.
Thank you. Thank you.
I hope you don't infect.
Or I've died, and this is like an in memoriam episode. Oh,
We're
The
gonna-
last one.
Wow.
I know. Rip.
We'll just put a cardboard cutout of you and then use
Just a
AI
blow-up doll.
to mash together all of your past episodes and just have weird,
They totally do that.
just say
I
something
saw-
about,
Oh my God.
I consent,
just every now and
AI.
then just say, Jason Statham.
My voice will go on, I'm excited for today's episode because Vanessa said this is the nastiest book she's ever read.
I'm scared of this episode because Vanessa's been teasing how this book is scaring her. So,
Yeah.
Ooh.
I tried to start the second book, and I just was like, maybe I should go back to the first book,
And that'll,
It's just as nasty.
oh God.
Nasty.
Oh my God.
I don't know if it's the nastiest book.
Yeah, because I feel like you've read, is it content? Is it the amount of sex? Is it...
It's
it
a
the
lot of
things
sex
they're doing?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's.
Is it filthy?
Yeah.
Oh.
So this episode is not being monetized on YouTube. That's fine.
We're going to be really creative, and it's fine because it's
It's
educational.
fine. Just don't say the C word.
Yeah.
Any of
fine.
them.
Or the P word.
It's educational. It's comedic. We're very dry. Literally, our
Yeah.
eyes are so dry.
So
Yeah.
dry.
If you can't find this episode on YouTube, you can go to our Patreon, patreon.com/clutchmypearlspod, where you can listen to episodes ad-free if you join the book by boyfriend and above. No, you get ad-free at Support the Girls and above.
Mhm.
You get the episode a day early and a bonus episode each month if you do it at the book boyfriend and above level. And if you are new to sign up for Patreon, or if you want to sort out your situation with Patreon, don't do it through the Apple app because apparently they charge a bunch of money and they take
Yeah.
it. No one else gets it. It's just going to, corporate daddy who is not our daddy.
Just go on a browser, on a
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
I
do it
think
through
you
the
can
browser.
do a browser on your phone.
Yeah,
Yep.
just not through the app because then Apple's like, oh, you want to give us a bunch of money for no reason?
Right.
Yeah.
And
they
we
have
don't
enough.
get that.
They're fine.
They're fine.
We have none. They have plenty.
We
Don't
have
take our money.
We have the Clubhouse, and that's where you're welcome to hang out.
Yeah.
And find this video.
Yeah.
I like the disclaimer for the trigger warning for the video in case you can't find it.
Oh,
yeah.
I was like,
And
careful,
people
Apple.
listening, what they back listen, and they're like, "What?
Yeah.
I could." They
my
had
God.
video.
I remember those days.
Yeah.
Before they
Okay.
were banned everywhere else on the internet. Yeah.
Mhm.
What are we in for?
What's
It's
it called?
called Chasing the Wild by
Ooh.
Elliot Rose. It came out in June 2024.
Chasing the Wild.
It's a cowboy book.
Oh, cowboy. You've been in a very Western cowboy kind
I
of
know.
way.
It's rodeo season.
I told Bernie that I was doing another cowboy book, and he was like, "Another one?" Because Done and Dusted is out right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, "I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care."
So what? She's a Texas girly.
Yeah. This is not in Texas though.
Oh.
It's funny. This is also Colorado,
Mm.
No.
Wyoming,
Yeah.
Sure. That's
Yeah.
a state.
That's
because that was
pretty
Done and Dusted
Western
too.
yeah. So a lot of cowboys are.
Yeah.
You want to tell us more about your book?
What do you think the nasty stuff is? I'm already something with the cows?
I mean, ew.
Oh, Barbara wants cows.
She wants people having sex on cows. I don't think the cows would like it. I mean, I think it's probably he's just nasty.
Mhm.
I think, did you ink a lot for it? Did you like it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I liked it.
Was Done and Dusted the one that had the whiskey spit?
Mhm.
Yes.
But that wasn't the nastiest this is. So, okay.
Well, I mean, I guess it just depends on what your level of nasty is.
I
like
guess.
nasty yuck or like nasty yum.
Either way, I'm scared, rightfully so.
Okay.
We don't yuck anybody's yum, so
No, I mean like
I get it.
like spitting in them. I guess that could be yum.
Yeah, some people like that.
Good for them.
What's the synopsis?
Okay.
What are you going to do to us?
What happens when you're snowed in on a mountain ranch with the only man you definitely should not be fantasizing about?
Okay, so Tangled and Tinseled universe.
Yeah. Is this a reverse harem or white
No.
shoes? Oh no. Might as
Sex
well be.
Mountain.
Sex Mountain. They're up in Sex Mountain.
This is the other side.
Yeah.
The other side,
Okay.
The countryside.
I've always done what was expected of me. Layla Birch. the good girl.
That's her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Birch.
Layla. Forced to grow up too fast to take care of everything. Myself, I had a plan. Only I didn't count on him. Colton Wilder.
That's very cowboy name.
Such a book cowboy name.
They just call him Colt, though.
Of course.
Of course. Sounds almost like a baseball player name.
Yeah.
If you could be a baseball player, that's a book name.
Yes.
Yeah.
The cowboy nearly twice my age.
Uh-oh.
He's
I
my
love
dream
it.
man.
How old is she?
She's 25.
So he's 50?
He's 42.
That's not nearly twice your age. Get out of
Emily's
here.
so bummed.
Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. It's a better age gap, but it's not much.
We're getting into territory, though.
But he's a man.
Yeah, he's a man.
He's not a little bitch boy.
No.
All right, I'm in.
One that takes care of me, gives me a job, and makes my pulse thud harder every time he comes near.
Yeah, he comes near her. And
Where's
he's
the pulse
jerking it
thud?
in the closet. Jerking it in the everywhere.
God.
Yeah, she's like, I can hear him thudding.
Part of work, I guess.
The nights are long and cold on top of this mountain as the snow grows thicker and the tensions build between us. We're both inching closer to the line we shouldn't cross. Each day, it grows harder to resist the man who looks at me with longing in his eyes.
Is it just the two of them snowed in?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
It's tempting to forget about being the good girl for once. No one would find out, would they?
No, you're snowed in. It doesn't count.
It's snowed in, doesn't count. It's for the work.
Yeah. What else are you going to do? You got to stay warm. Do they have electricity?
Yes.
Is this modern times?
Yeah,
well, I guess with the snow didn't knock out the power.
It does. They have he's very prepared.
He's ready.
Did they know that they were going to get snowed in?
It happens all the time in the wintertime.
So he's like, so why is she up there with him?
Well, I'm going to tell you.
Let's get into it.
I'm curious because a lot of this sounds like we have to resist. We're inching closer and closer, but you said it was the nastiest book, like immediately. So,
oh yeah, because right after that.
Oh,
or maybe that was the second one.
That was the second.
That was the second one. Okay.
Oh, that's why you were like, I got to go back to one and see where
we come from.
well, they come from Colton usually. What are the page numbers?
406 pages.
Okay. 82 for the first coming. We never say that anymore. Where do we think the first coming is? If this is your first episode ever, that's what we're guessing.
I guess where the first coming in is, which counts for jerking it,
Any-
DJ diddle,
Any
O.
on page O.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna say 62.
114.
Ooh,
She
world
rubs it in the
building.
shower. 42, he jerks it. 75, they come together, but they're not touching.
Wait, 42, he jerks it?
No, 142.
Oh, 142.
198, they fuck.
Okay.
He goes down on her, they fuck.
So once the ice is broken, it's just
The
boom,
ice.
boom, boom. You know?
I don't. Okay. Nope. You said ice is broken, and I was picturing like.
His
What?
wiener breaking through
Yeah,
the
like
ice.
somebody's like on ice, like
Yeah.
chip that ice away, and let's ready. I don't know.
It's real
I'm
slippery.
hard.
Yeah, so the power of coming.
Frozen hard, popsicle.
Okay.
What do they look like?
Yes.
She's got red hair, green eyes.
Classic.
Okay.
He's
I'm already bored with it.
yeah. He's tall, dark, curly hair, muscular. He looks like a ranch man. Actually, I have some pictures on the iPad.
Is that what you gave me the iPad for?
Yeah, I just don't know how to work the fucking other thing that we
Are
read
they
on.
R-rated pictures?
No.
Jump scare for Emily?
There's
Oh, okay. The guy from Yellowstone is who I immediately pictured.
yes, 100%. Scroll, because I also included
Is that him?
Riley Green.
Is that him?
That's a country boy.
Who the fuck is Riley Green?
I sent you a
the fuck?
TikTok of him, actually. Someone was like, who's this man?
On our
He
YouTube, you can see me swiping through them.
He has curly, dark hair. That's
But
right.
if you're not watching the video, it's that fucking dark. The guy is all like "Ugh," on Yellowstone with the black thing, like the black hat, who's with the other girl.
That's
just
Rip.
any sort of-
that's Riley. Riley
Any
Green.
sort of bearded
Dark features.
But
bearded
older.
dark feature
Yeah.
guy.
But older.
Yeah.
Is he super weathered because he's been out in the sun his whole life?
He's
He's
been on the
definitely
trail.
tan.
You gotta wear sunscreen, bro.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
wears a big black hat.
Yeah.
Sam Hunt, is that someone as well?
I don't know. I was looking at country singers. I thought he was cute.
Okay.
Older guy.
He's got some crinkles.
Yeah. He's got
Crinkles?
some crinkles.
But no, I'm definitely first thought was Yellowstone guy.
Yeah. Blend all of those guys together. That's what I'm thinking of.
Perfect.
My hair got caught on the microphone.
What's with you and hair?
I don't know. I wonder if that's like ASMR. Anyways,
Excuse me.
Freak.
what is the deal with me and hair? You know, it's like I'm a hairstylist or something. What the fuck?
It's like it's your whole life.
fuck.
Okay. So Layla just finished vet school, but she hasn't graduated yet.
No.
She needs to do like some veterinary placements, which is basically where you intern somewhere for 8 weeks and it all has to be like documented and all that stuff to satisfy the graduation.
Is she doing like pets or is she doing like horses?
Horses.
Livestock.
Look
Livestock.
at that. Now we're
Yeah.
thinking.
She's
I
on
bet she
her...
helps to inseminate them with the like long glove.
Oh my God.
Maybe that's why it's nasty.
Yeah,
She's like,
that's why it's nasty.
she's like, I've always wanted to try this myself.
She's like, the cow patty's got me going. Vanessa, continue.
Turkey baster.
Ooh.
What?
I think you're gonna need something bigger than a turkey baster for a cow.
Oh,
Oh.
she is tempted.
I was not thinking about cows. I was thinking about the two of them.
Oh my God. Okay. So she's on her way to a new placement, but she just broke up with her boyfriend like 6 or 8 months ago. And
Do
she
we hate
has, yeah. I mean, we weren't together for very long.
But long enough to know we hate him.
He was a drunk. He was like a cowboy star, riding on his good looks, would basically just get wasted all the time. She never found out that he was cheating, but she wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
She kind of felt bad for him because he doesn't really get along with his family. And so she kind of held on to some of his boxes, but now she's moving, so she's got to go. She tries to get a hold of him, but of course he doesn't answer the phone. And all she has is an address. So it's on the way to one of her new job.
Yeah.
So she's on her way out there and she stops to get gas and her card's declining.
Ugh.
And some cowboy rolls up in a big black truck.
Colton? Yeah.
It's Colton. And he pays for her gas.
This is reminding me of another book where
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the
Heartless?
toothless. Yeah, it's the one where she has the
Winter.
baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a, little Lukey. Lukey?
No,
Or-
Luke
no, no, no.
was
no.
the other was the step kid.
But she was really upset about something at the gas station,
It
maybe.
was
they got in a
Winter.
fight or something. Yeah, it's winter.
Yeah.
She was like ogling him and he was like, "Do you like what you see?"
And
Yeah.
then she was like, oh my God, and drove away at
Yeah.
4 miles an hour.
And then he was tailgating her
Yeah.
because she was driving slow and he was going to the same place.
Yeah.
So she's obviously like flirting with him because she's like, oh my God, he's so cute.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't often meet people that are willing to pay for gas. And he was like, obviously, don't worry about paying me back. And he was like, you're obviously hanging out with the wrong men.
Obviously.
He's trying to leave, but she keeps him like talking. And so he's like, well, what are you doing tonight? And she was like, oh no, I'm just passing through.
No, you're not.
And
No,
like,
you're not.
so he gets icy and gets in the car and burns
Because he's
off.
frozen. It's
Yeah. Because you have to break the ice.
He's like Olaf.
Lord.
She can be, what's her face? The redhead in.
Not Elsa, the other one. Anna? Is that her name?
Sure.
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 Let us know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
She gets to the address and Colton answers the door.
Oh my Lord.
What?
Kaycee comes to the door and introduces
Who's Kaycee?
her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend that she's dropping the boxes off
I'm
to.
picturing Shep from Southern Charm because I was
Yes,
just
sure.
watching it before we started recording this. And he's
Kaycee.
a-
Is
He-
it like
Kaycee.
name or K-C the letters?
Kaycee.
Okay.
That's
What?
a girl spelling.
Yeah.
Kaycee?
Yeah.
He's confused.
Yeah. He introduces her as his girlfriend to his dad.
His dad.
It's another one of those, like the older
Daddy.
dad and the check and the pickup because he didn't answer.
We haven't done a dad in a while.
I
I
have not
have
done a dad in a
not.
while.
No, I'm in. I'm back in.
She's so happy.
Boom. So they were dating. Okay. Hi, I'm here.
She
Showed
was
up.
so low energy, and now, oh my God.
So
Pepper me with your questions.
She has been with the wrong men.
so
You named your kid Kaycee? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
Yep.
first mistake.
He didn't name him.
Mom
Well,
died.
No, she basically, it was like one night stand. She said she was on birth control. They broke the condom. She basically.
He blasted through that condom.
Yeah.
He can't be
Baster.
controlled.
That's ranch cum.
Fire. Oh my
Oh, I just
God.
pictured like ranch dressing.
Cowboy
Ranch.
cum.
That's that Hidden Valley.
It gets there. Okay, so she took off with the baby to the Midwest and married some other guy. And so basically, he really hasn't had any connection to him until recently when he's been in the rodeo circuit
Kaycee has been in the rodeo circuit?
Yeah, Kaycee's in the rodeo circuit.
But Colton is a new daddy because he didn't really raise him.
Right. He did not raise him. So
he didn't raise him right.
It's not his fault that he's a piece of shit.
Right.
Not that it's any parent's fault, but sometimes.
He definitely tries to help him out, but...
So he's obviously never talked about his dad to her.
No.
Because
they weren't together for very long.
Casual.
Yeah, she worked at a bar and they were just partying a lot, and she realized like that's all he was really into, so it just didn't last for very long.
They probably was more brooding where he's like, I don't know my dad really well.
So that's why they can't really be together openly, is because it's so taboo, it's so wrong, because she can try out generation number 2 and then go back and see generation 1 was better all along.
Is it that they all 3 got snowed in and they ate Kaycee and then they were finally able to fuck?
Yes, that's exactly what happens.
They ate Kaycee?
Yeah, because like Donner Party, where like they got snowed in, they didn't have enough food. Kaycee
You
had to go.
Were immediately, he didn't have to go, but you two were immediately like on the same page, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, Kaycee had to go. They
ate him. Oh.
Of course. What else are you gonna do when you're snowed in? And he's the one thing preventing you from true love.
They have food.
So is Kaycee there?
No.
Okay.
They ate him even though they didn't have to, because he sucks that much.
Yeah.
Put some Hidden Valley Ranch on that and go to town.
Oof.
So she leaves and she goes to her new job. It takes about 4 weeks to do each internship.
Get his POV?
Yes.
Wasn't he the new job?
No,
he's just daddy. She was just dropping off stuff.
She's dropping off Kaycee's boxes on the way to her new job.
I got so distracted by the daddy of it all.
How
he answered the door in a towel.
Dad?
Yes.
He had time to go home. Like how
he had to go into the bathroom and jerk it harder than he's ever in his life.
Right. He was like
100%.
Kaycee, don't come in here.
She did stop off and like check directions, like at a gas, she went to another or like a cafe or something.
Okay,
trying to get someone else to pay for.
Checked with the gas station with him about the address.
Okay,
so they did say something like he seems a little young for you when she was asking like if they knew where it was. So they must know who Colt was. And was like,
like
you're
they
going.
didn't realize Kaycee lived there, and they're like, you're going to that house. That seems pretty okay. Well, I mean, not really.
Okay.
He's only like in his 40s.
So they're already people judging, even though they're soulmates.
Well, it's a small town too.
You said he's like 42.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
I can think as if I'm. Yeah, that's true. Infant.
She's waiting. So she's basically like at a motel. She doesn't have a home base really.
Yeah.
So she's like waiting for her new job placement. She's staying at a motel. She gets a call. She's gonna go there, and this is like December, so it's pretty cold. Mm-hmm. And she gets another phone call from a bank saying that someone took out money in her name.
It was
and
Kaycee?
that yes.
I knew it.
And that she needs to pay like $2,800 by.
How's he have access to her accounts?
He must have
stolen
He's
a credit
a hacker.
card. Did she say she didn't have a card? Is that what happened when she was at the gas station? She didn't have a credit card?
No, that declined, but this is probably why.
Okay.
I'm not really sure.
Can't you just report it as fraud? I know it's just a book, but like, can't you just be like, that wasn't me?
Well, so she was gonna say that, and they were like, they asked her to confirm the address, and it's Colton's address up in the mountain.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't live there. And they're like, okay, well, if you could send in utility records of where you're living right now.
But you don't have records because you don't have a home.
Oh. So she was like, I don't have that. And they're like, well, we're going to have to
murder
report
you.
this. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
There's some like, this is funny. She's paying for the senior care of her aunt who raised her.
Classic.
And she has early onset dementia.
We should have brought
Classic.
bingo cards because this is just every book we do.
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
There were 2 of them.
Fine print.
Yeah.
Fine print. She was doing that, right? Or was it one of the other ones? It was around that time.
Somebody had a nanny who was.
It was Christian.
Yeah.
One of the Twisted Lies.
And then I had another one.
Yeah, you had
Brought
one.
the Devil.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
all right.
I know. I need to have. Yeah, I need to get a bingo card of all of our tropes.
One of many engineers. One of many
women in STEM.
Senior citizens living with dementia.
Caretaker, not a primary caretaker that is not a biological descendant or relative.
Well, this is her aunt.
What happened to her family? Why was she raised by aunt?
Underground.
I don't really. I think her mom was just in a bad way.
She was in a bad way.
Yeah. I don't know if it was like drugs or something.
Party and probably that party lifestyle that her and Kaycee were into.
Well, it's funny because she does not want to have kids because of the way that she was raised.
Well, now she's going to be mom to Kaycee.
And obviously Colton doesn't want to either.
He never did, it sounds like.
Yeah, he definitely did not.
Book 2, is it about them or is it about other side characters? Is it about Kaycee?
Colton's best friend.
Named
Hell yeah.
Storm.
Storm.
Well, I think he's like French Canadian maybe because his name is Stormond or something like that. So they call him Storm.
I don't know who's he fucking.
Actually, Layla's best friend.
So it's another
The BFF.
Yeah.
Yep.
Best sexual friends. Yeah. Okay. And that one was nasty from the get-go.
Yeah.
Okay. What if I read that? I don't know.
Let's see how
You
this
would
goes.
literally be clutching on page 2.
Maybe for our 100th episode. Episode. I can't talk.
Episode.
Lay down.
Okay.
Sexisode.
I do have a 2-week vacation that I can spend. That's how long I'll need to read 200 pages.
Block it
You
out.
should read The Ritual.
Oh, God.
Which one's that one?
It's a scary one that she keeps telling you to read, which means you definitely should.
Is it scary? Like, but is it scarier than Haunting Adeline?
Look at the cover and you'll be like, I can't do this. Doesn't it have like
Really?
a skull mask?
Yeah.
Like the Call of Duty skull mask, like lights out.
You're
Is he not cute?
No, he's cute.
in an educational and comedic way, you're fucked.
Have you read it?
No, but
You
I
just
know
know about it.
It's like a secret society, like college.
Oh, I'm out.
Yeah.
But I'm
It's
in.
always college.
With like a sex slave.
Isn't that what the wasn't that movie The Skulls with like Joshua Jackson?
Josh Hartnett.
Yeah.
The Ritual's a movie. Is it that movie?
No.
The 2017 film.
I feel like it's always like
I
named
should
when
not
it's like
have
Den
given
of
her an
Vipers.
iPad.
Yeah, in an educational and comedic way, you're fucked.
Oh, I've seen this one at the store.
Yeah, I don't. That's crazy to me.
That is insane.
At a store.
It's
I've seen
recommended.
this in that store. Wow. Okay. I think I'm more into Storm at this point. We'll see how Colton is. See if it's friends or like. Tell us about your book, Vanessa. What's going on?
That's good. I was waiting on that
We can
one.
just do a little pause there, and I'll do an ad break there.
So
She realizes they've been stealing my money.
yeah, so she's like, I'm going. It's Devil's Peak.
Of course.
Do you know where that is? You know what that
It's
is?
on the other side of Tangled and Tinsel's Mountain.
Yeah,
that
Sex Mountain.
big. Yeah,
In Wyoming?
yeah. That
Isn't it
big
Devil's
lamp-
Tower?
Something.
Yeah. But that's like Close Encounters. You know that like thing that where they're like,
Yeah,
in Close Encounters?
I haven't seen that in like 100 years. Anyways, okay, so she's on her
Is
way
Devil's
there.
Peak her tits?
Devil Wears Prada.
Oh.
Devil's
Through
Peak. Devil's Peak is him because he broke that condom and he's got that turkey
It's-
baster
Oh,
and
yeah.
the frozen ranch.
To the hill mountain.
Okay, so she goes up there. Casey's not there,
Good.
but his dad is.
Hi,
yeah.
Dad.
Hi,
Of
Dad.
course, Colt immediately assumes that she's pregnant. And he's like,
Trauma.
try a bar in town. Like, Casey's not here. He's probably drunk somewhere.
I thought he was telling her, go get drunk because you're pregnant. And I'm
Like, go try
what?
to find him down there.
She
Storm's
goes-
rolling in.
She goes to, yeah, basically, it is. She goes to leave and her car breaks down.
Of course.
How convenient.
The universe is like, you guys are going to bang, I swear. If it's
Yeah.
the last thing we do.
I will break this glass.
So they get snowed in, and it takes usually about 2 weeks for road crew to clear the roads to get all the way up the mountain to them. So he's like, you're here for 2 weeks. That's
a
it.
lot of sex you can have in 2 weeks.
She has a huge panic attack. This is going to ruin the tour, basically.
Right.
She's not going to make it to her next job. That's going to set
Can she
her.
call them?
Well, yeah, but if she does not come by tomorrow, they're going to hire
She's going to be so cranky.
He'll make her come. Don't worry.
If she doesn't come by tomorrow, it's going to be rough.
If she doesn't make it by tomorrow,
Make it like, you know.
Yeah, like make it, like
they
do
made
it.
Ooh, like sex,
if she
educational,
doesn't
comedic.
arrive,
At
Arrive.
completion
On top
with
of it.
daddy.
Tell us about about your book.
If she
Vanessa,
doesn't
tell us
show
about your
up
book.
for her job by tomorrow, they're gonna hire somebody else.
Probably
and
Kaycee.
then she'll.
Somebody who can come.
Fuck.
He's
Is it
not.
Sage?
He's not a veterinarian.
Not yet.
Not yet.
He's got 2 weeks.
He's good at stealing identities.
So obviously,
True.
this is upsetting. She needs money. She needs to graduate ASAP. So
I
this
know
is
where she can get some
definitely
money.
fucking it up. He takes care of her.
Does he make her meals?
He gives her like a little bag to blow in, and he's like rubbing her back, and he tells her to put her knees between her head, and he like gives her like some candy and makes
Like,
her some tea.
Let me see how
Yeah.
flexible you are. Yeah.
Put your head between my knees.
No, she's literally
Suck.
having like a full on like panic attack.
No, yeah, you need to
Yeah.
be distracted.
Yeah, you need to come.
So
Blow into a bag, blow something else.
Yeah.
He basically tells her that he'll hire her at the ranch.
Yeah, you will.
Okay.
And she'll work there for 8 weeks.
Hell yeah,
and
girl.
he'll log it, and that way it'll go towards her veterinary school.
Okay. Sure.
Turkey baster.
Well,
I
she's
feel
gonna
like
be
he's not an accredited place that he
he
can.
has
doesn't-
2 weeks. He can have Kaycee steal someone's identity.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
you just
matter.
Have to
You just
work.
have to do something. Okay.
You
It's
just
a
have to
book.
work somewhere that would require veterinary care.
He does.
And he was like, usually he's
He's
like,
a stallion.
you're actually saving me from having to shoot a cow if there's an emergency because I can't get a vet up here because we're so out here. And he was like, so you'll actually be probably saving me a lot of heartache.
and the cow.
And the
And the
cow.
cow.
Cow's like,
Cow.
just have a cough. Okay.
God, it's kennel cough. It's fine.
We can't deal with that.
It's not bird flu. It's just allergies.
Okay. So she's like, oh my God, my savior.
So
Again.
That's
Yeah.
the cow that they bang on top of. Wow. Full circle.
Moo.
So basically, she's cooking, cleaning, tending to the horses, helping him feed the cattle. They're definitely trying to ignore their attraction,
But
but
they
there's definitely moments.
Because they're like playing house and he's like bumping into her.
pretty much
Bumping and grinding.
Yeah, she like goes to like get a glass and she can't reach it, and he goes to help her, but she like doesn't step back.
So he lifts her up with his devil's peak.
They also like go riding, like they have to ride out when it's snowing. They can't take the truck out, and so they have to ride out to feed the cows.
Is there a sauna out there?
And you wish. And so like she hasn't ridden a horse in a while, and he's going to like help her in, and she's like, be easy, and he's like, I promise I can be gentle.
That got you.
Yeah, I was like, ugh. They literally have barely talked.
They don't need to.
He's very brooding.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, they're obviously like trying to tiptoe around their attraction in the gas station. They haven't talked about it. You know what I mean? It's
they can
it's
feel
very weird. Yeah,
It's electric.
A lot of tension.
Burning loins.
So they're barely talking to each other. So when they do, it's something like this.
So Kaycee was at the bar. Does he now just stay at the bar
Yeah.
now?
So I think
because of the snow?
no, he actually has to stay in town.
Right, because he can't get back out to the ranch.
Can't
'cause of
get up
snow.
the mountain. Yeah.
he can't.
And I don't think he really had any intention of coming home.
got his money.
He did radio him, like they have like radios.
So he told him that I'm up here with your ex-girlfriend.
No, he didn't say that, but he did say, maybe he does say that later, but he just basically says like, I'm in town, I'm fine, I have a place to stay, I need to handle some things, I'll be back when I can.
It's fine. I have some things of my own to handle.
Yeah, and
Hell
he's
yeah.
basically like, cool, like you're supposed to be helping me.
Yeah.
He does say that Layla is there and that he hired her to help. And then, of course, he's like, are you fucking my girlfriend?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Your father and I have something to tell you. He's huge.
He's definitely like, when the snow clears, I need to go into town to find somebody to,
Fuck.
yeah.
What?
He's breaking his shower.
Did he say that to her?
No, in
Oh.
his mind, because he's like so tempted by her
He's got a
Oh.
to-do list in the kitchen.
When I go into town,
supplies.
I got to get more oatmeal and I got to fuck.
Blow a load.
One night she gets all ready for bed, and she,
And like a long white nightie.
I think it's just like a little tiny tank top and like tiny little shorts.
Oh.
But
And
she
her bonnet and her mask and her tape and her...
yes.
Retainer.
Yes.
she left her Kindle out in the living room.
What was she reading? The Ritual?
Daddy's fanfic.
Done and dusted.
Birthday girl.
when she goes out there, he's sitting in the living room next to the fireplace, and he's just like in an armchair with like his knees spread and
Reading the Kindle and jerking it.
drinking whiskey or something.
Keep it in your mouth.
He asks her how old she is. It's like the only thing he says.
That hasn't come up yet.
No, I don't think so.
Does he say it like with his back to her?
No, he's looking at her.
He's in the dark, brooding.
Yeah. He's like, how old are you?
He turns on a single lamp.
No, he's next to the fire.
He's next to the fire.
Of course.
And he tells her to go to bed.
Go to bed.
Are you of legal age? It's your bedtime.
Go to bed.
25? It's
Go
bedtime.
to bed.
So she's 25, right?
Yeah.
And he's 42?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She's asked her that like
Okay.
5 times.
42 is still so young to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially to have a 25-year-old kid.
Yeah, but
They
sometimes
had him when he was
25-year-olds...
17.
Still just so young.
Mm-hmm.
He was breaking through condoms at
He's
17.
going to be 48 in my head.
That might be user error. 48. I like that
Yeah,
number.
sure.
Sure. I'm going to say
It's
she's...
not any different, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm still in.
She's thinking about it.
So there's an emergency with the heifers. They need stitches.
What is a heifer?
A girl cow?
The cows.
Sure.
But it's a girl cow. Why? Heifers and bulls?
I don't know. I just wrote heifers because I,
I
thought
think
it
it's
was
a
funny.
girl.
Yeah, heifers are girl cows.
They
Yeah.
need stitches.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
Why?
think they like scratch themselves on like a nail on
Barbed
the.
wire.
Cry for help.
There's like a nail sticking out on the fence.
Oh.
Gotta be more careful.
She's kind of like freaking out, and she's like, I don't think she's like used to like it's like snowing and there's like blood everywhere.
She's never been this close to an animal.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't think she's really like had to deal with like an
She's
emergency situation.
Well, and when the thing is freaking out, like instead of like a cadaver on the table at school.
Yeah, or just
Yeah.
like a horse or an animal that you're like tending to that is sick, where it's like an emergency situation.
This
I
is
think.
going to be great for her school
Yeah,
diaries
yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever.
She's like, I don't want to disappoint you, and he grabs her hand. And
She needs that.
He says, she's so fucking soft under my touch. I almost groan at the feel of her beneath my rough hands. You won't just take a deep breath for me, baby.
Wait, is that what he says?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do they mention what kind of like hand lotion she uses?
Ooh, yeah.
No.
Okay.
She's just naturally soft.
I would
She's
like
just
some of
natural.
that.
Even
Yeah.
in the winter? My God.
When they get back, she says, I like how you spoke to me tonight.
Woohoo.
She's being brave.
So they don't talk much.
No.
Go to bed. No. Go to bed.
So when they do, it's just like these little.
Yeah.
Come to bed.
I like how you talk to me. Like, what did he say?
Good girl.
They're about to kiss.
In the car? Where are they?
They're like in the kitchen.
They're in the kitchen.
Yeah. I think they're like washing dishes or something, cleaning
Making
up
the
after
table.
dinner.
Yeah.
Something
Make
really
us-
homey.
Make it
But the
supper.
radio goes off. It's Kaycee. I like how it's like it's not the phone,
Breaking
it's
news.
the radio.
Dad, come in, Dad.
Remember those old phones that were like black and yellow, and then all of a sudden every person ever was like, every dad was like, I need to be able to radio, and instead of it being like, it was like right before Blackberries. Am I just talking into the void here?
Oh, those
Listeners,
speaker,
please.
those phones with the
They
radios.
had like a radio function, and it was like the most
Yes.
annoying thing ever because every dad was like
they like a
Yes.
walkie-talkie?
Yeah,
Yes.
so you could do that with your family.
Oh, right.
it's never that serious, and yet evereveryone was like, I need this. Like,
Yeah,
They're
my
like, in case
aunt
of
and my
emergencies.
cousins had one. It was pretty annoying.
My 13-year-old friend had
but
one.
it was
so
kind of cool.
it was
but-
cool for like 20 seconds.
but I
then
was
they
like
were
a
like,
kid.
"Fucking stop.
Yeah.
Did you have one or did your dad have one?
One of my best friends who was like 12 or 13 had one, and her father, and then they would talk that way. And I'm like, she's like 12. She doesn't
Yeah.
need this. But okay. Hey, you guys want KFC? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Brad.
Yeah, I'm like, text me.
Yeah. Anyway, what?
Okay. So
They're making out hard in the
this
kitchen.
is where he tells him that Layla's there, and he's like, "Are you fucking my girl?"
Wait, so they kissed before the phone went
They
off?
almost kiss.
Oh,
They're
right.
about to kiss, and the radio goes off. Yeah.
Kids.
He's teaching her how to shoot, and she's like on her tummy, like shooting at a target, and she keeps missing. So he gets down next to her, and he's basically like,
Lined up next to her.
well, more like on her.
Yeah, he's on her.
'Cause
Lazy
he's
sex.
Yeah.
Do you feel that? Yeah. a
What
lot
was
of
that from?
When we did Game On. And they were talking about lazy sex, where I guess it was like laying down from behind.
Emily was like,
That was the position?
yeah.
Yeah.
Emily
we
was
played,
like,
it was a game and show thing that we all did. And then
yeah.
it was
It was like a private, like a Wheel of Fortune type game where we
Yeah.
had to guess the name.
And we
it
had
was
to guess
X-rated because Vanessa wanted it X-rated.
sex
Vanessa
positions.
wanted.
You did. It was for your birthday.
Yep. Demanded.
Anyways, Emily was like 2 weeks later, was like, what's lazy sex? And I was like explaining it to her. And then literally 2 lizards popped up on my feed that were doing the position. I was like, this is it.
Well, this is what it is. I was like, oh.
It literally
Which is
said,
perfect because Emily loves reptiles
Yeah.
and everything.
It's amazing. They're the little flap.
It literally said in the comments, lazy position.
Yeah. Our
I
phones
don't
are
remember
listening.
that one at all. I do remember Froggy Style.
Yeah, that's what Bernie likes.
That's a custom.
Custom. Eric was like, what is it? And I was like, what were you? Tell us about your book.
Yeah, tell us about your book. So they almost kiss, right?
Okay. So, she hits the target after he helps her and he says, good girl.
Oh.
She rubs it out.
Like she
Right there.
immediately
Right in front
with
of
the
him.
gun.
Give me a second.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay.
So the roads are clear, but Kaycee hasn't shown up.
Yeah.
They go into town for some supplies and tow her car to the mechanic, and they split up, but he makes her wear his hat.
Why?
He just
sun
doesn't
protection?
want her to be alone, and he feels like his hat.
I mean, I know that her wearing his hat is a cowboy culture thing. But
Yeah.
I'm never alone when I wear this hat. So
Well,
He's
I
like,
think
his
it's
hat
like,
is a Lincoln Daniels hat that has a tracker in it. You won't be alone.
personified.
I haven't had a chance to come inside you yet and put my tracker that
I
way.
think
But
it is like marking his claim on her in some way. Like that's gonna help repel people when she's at the store.
he's like, here, take this.
They'll know.
Basically,
Do
Okay.
people recognize it as his hat?
They don't say,
Oh.
but the what do you call it?
Cashier?
The symbolism is not lost.
Like she feels
on
it.
her.
She inks.
Well, she's like, what does this mean? Because you know what they say.
What are we?
Oh my God.
Wear the hat.
This just goes to show. Careful
What is
whose hat
it?
you wear.
Oh.
What book was that? Where
She wore the hat?
she put on
It was one of the heartless ones.
and
And then he got in a fight. She put on a hat of someone else's.
and took a shot.
Oh,
and then that made him mad.
He cried.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then she wore his hat. There's always a hat.
He took her
that's exchanged.
downstairs and they like made out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get the hat, but I support it.
Yeah.
Wear the hat, ride the cowboy.
Oh.
We're either fucking or fighting.
Wear the cowboy.
She's gonna.
Oh.
Okay, so they go out to eat and she sees him. He goes to like check out like their ticket and she sees like a woman coming up to him at the bar. And so she's like, "Oh, this is his woman, I guess, or whatever."
She needed to give him her hat.
And somebody comes up and asks her to dance, so she does. And he's like, "We're leaving," and like grabs her and takes her outside.
You're on
They
timeout.
fight. They admit their feelings, but he wants to do right by his son.
It's not brought up that he stole all her money.
She lied about what exactly was going on because she didn't want Kaycee and his dad to have more like trouble between
This
them.
is why he gets away with this shit because everyone's
Yeah.
babying him.
Yeah.
They should eat him.
Yeah. Called it.
He's basically like, it's a battle every night being in the same house with you.
I
Tell
am
me
so
why
backed up.
I have to damn near lock my own door. And she's like, why would you? He was like, because I'm in so much trouble when it comes to you. Tell me why the fuck I'm spending every night talking myself out of visiting the bedroom just down the hall of the most gorgeous woman I've ever laid eyes on, and just to see how she tastes. And then he says, fuck it, and they kiss.
Yeah, just do it, dude.
He's like puts his hands down her pants.
Educationally.
Yes.
I'm going to teach you how
On
to shoot.
top of the underwear.
Okay.
He's just rubbing her. But they break away because they can't.
These idiots.
I know.
We can't. You were. It's
Just
already
do
too late.
it.
He's kind of like avoiding her after this. And they're about to he has this like big barbecue cattle roundup thing every year. And it's kind of like a thanks to the road crew too for always having the roads cleaned up.
Okay.
I wrote down, I was like, is this like the gala But
Yeah.
it
The cowboy
turns
version of
out
it.
it's just she's the only woman because there's never really any women at the ranch, so they never bring their wives. So it's just her and a bunch of dudes.
So they're like cartoon eyes, like, oh my God.
Basically, Colt knows that something is going to go down tonight and that he's going to be upset and might try to fight somebody.
Isn't he supposed to be the more emotionally mature one?
No.
Because he's 48 years old?
This is where he jerks it.
Yeah. In
Ooh.
front of all the road crew.
Yeah.
Something happens. She's like wandering back to the house and some guy like corners her in between the trucks. Colt tells her to go inside. He kicks the guy out, whatever.
They
She
eat him.
locks the door thinking like, I'll show him and he can just sleep outside.
Ew, why?
Why?
I don't know. I think
She's the emotionally
she's
immature one.
drunk.
Mhm.
And he was kind of like being mean to her about being outside wandering around alone. Even though the guy was like
The problem.
grabbing on her
Yeah.
and like trying to get her to drink. So I think she's kind of pissed off at him about not being on her side.
Fair.
Full victim blame.
She
Yeah.
falls asleep and she wakes up. She thinks she hears something. She thinks that maybe he's like locked out. And so she goes to the front door just to look out the window to make sure, like, to see if anybody's still outside. He's sitting inside and he's like, "What are you doing?
Single light.
Are
It's
you
the-
are you hoping that someone's still here?" And he's just
He's
being
in
a
hard.
jerk. This is where we're
Is this where they fight?
No.
This is where something happens.
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly where we pick back up or where we're going to start reading, but he's basically got a gun and he's sitting up staring out the window because he's worried that one of the guys is going to come up here looking for her. Apparently there's some
Ew.
real scoundrels in town.
Real
Real
scoundrels.
scoundrels.
And she's
Outlaws.
new meat and
New meat. Oh, I'm not built
Yeah.
for
fresh meat.
I am not built for the outdoors.
What book are we reading? Chasing the Wild?
Yeah. Oh, it's not already open?
Just pull up the ritual, see what happens.
Oh my God.
I saw Braving the Storm is the next one.
Yeah. Uncle Storm.
Oh my God.
Mm.
Uncle?
I don't like Uncle. That's gross. That's disgusting, Vanessa.
Pervert.
To start with, I reach out and nudge the brim of his hat up
Yeah,
with my
so
forefinger.
He's
he's
still in his
like,
hat? Okay.
she's like, I only have eyes for one cowboy and he's off limits or something like that. And he won't look at her because he's just staring out the window. So she kind of gets in his eye line, but she's standing basically like in between his legs and she's got like a blanket wrapped around her.
She's ready.
Yeah.
She's tempted.
Tipping it back, allowing myself to melt underneath the heavy intensity of his stare, I exhale. I'm not looking their way, cowboy. There's only one man I'm interested in, and he's the one I can't have.
Oh, okay.
So what does that make me? A pathetic slut? Or why can't I say this word?
Masochist.
Masochist.
Nailed it.
I was like, I have said it. I have read it, but I haven't read it and then said it out loud. A masochist. He squeezes his eyes shut for a moment before letting out the sexiest groan. The sound reaching out and humming in my blood. Do you like what you see? Wait, do you like what you see? You did highlight things correctly. I'm sorry. Do you like what you see? I drag my bottom lip between my teeth. Giddy, fluttering, hope occupies my chest. Colt sucks in a sharp breath. A warning, maybe? You know the answer to that. That gruff tone and those glittering, darkened eyes combined to send a throb intensifying between my legs. His hand is so close to touching my thigh, the skin tingles with each agonizing second of lingering proximity.
You know what? I know Vanessa liked this one because you didn't drop us mid-adventure. You're
She's
giving
like-
us the setup. He might touch her thigh. Like you're, ooh, okay.
She
okay.
likes it.
Does he use the gun on her? In an
No.
educational way? Okay.
No.
I'm trying to see what made you think this is the nasty. Okay.
What if you didn't have to cross a line, but could still take what you want, what we both want? I bite my lip harder. There's no mistaking the fact he hasn't let go of the blanket. He wants me to stay right here. So close, he might be able to hear my pulse thumping in my throat. Layla. The rough way he exhales my name sends an explosion of butterfly wings in my stomach. I've spent my whole life being selfish. I can't. I can't. But you want to. Yes, but when it comes to you so badly, I don't think you want to know. I heard a saying once. My fingers unclenched from the blanket, allowing it to fall open and reveal my figure.
Her figure.
Her womanly.
Elbows.
Her nightie. Reaching out, I lift his hat off his head, setting it on my own, not missing the flare that catches light behind his honeyed eyes.
Because now they're engaged.
They're hazel.
Oh, honeyed.
Mm.
This is a line that has been highlighted 3,000 times. You touch a man's hat. You touch a man's hat.
I'm out.
You're either planning to fight them or fuck them. So which do you want with me, cowboy?
I'm out. I'm out. You know what the hat means? I don't care.
Don't you know what this means? It's basically like I'm wearing your Letterman's jacket.
Yeah, it's immature.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great. It's cool.
Colt takes in my appearance, giving my scantily clad form a long look. I don't know if it's too dark for him to see my hard nipples through the thin material of
Devil's
my shirt.
peak.
Pew, pew. But every inch of my skin incinerates as his eyes roam freely. Plan on fighting? I'm not a good man, Layla. Don't say shit like that when you're out here at night dressed in... Colt drops his hand to scrub over his mouth. Fuck, when you're walking around tempting me.
These idiots.
You know, some of the bars where I worked, I let go of the blanket completely, allowing it to flutter to the floor around my ankles. We were hired as entertainers. Did she work at fucking Coyote Ugly?
I was just gonna say.
Is she at Coyote Ugly?
Yes. He's 48.
Yes.
She worked at Coyote Ugly.
Yes. Keep reading.
Can't fight the moonlight. Were you a stripper? The question barely gets past his gritted teeth. It's obvious he hates the idea, but is too curious to stop himself from demanding the answer. No, I admit, but I learned a thing or two watching the other girls who did perform. We can't do this, baby.
But you're gonna, so.
She's like, let me dance for you.
I learned some things at Chili's.
Not Chili's.
Yeah, so it's at Roadhouse when they do the line dancing. His voice drops to a whisper, even though he's saying one thing, those words laced with grit and sex in that deep voice I dream about. Nothing's going to happen. Just pretend with me. This is exactly how it would be if you walked into a random bar one night when I was working.
Just pretend you don't know me.
Yeah, it's role play. Imagine we're just two strangers. Imagine what it would be like if you paid for a private dance. He tenses up instantly. I'd fucking drag you out of there. He sucks in a ragged breath as I hook my arms around the back of his neck and ease forward to straddle his lap. Jesus, Layla. He's looking down at the spot where my shirt has ridden up, exposing my soft thighs and lace-covered kitty cat.
Kitty cat. Is she still wearing his hat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're fucking. They're not fighting.
Okay. You got to keep the hat on? I don't want to. Okay.
One hand scrubs over his mouth as his gaze bounces back to meet mine. I love it when you look at me, Daddy.
Inappropriate.
A storm explodes in his eyes.
Oh, Storm.
Do you like when I call you that? Fuck. He groans and tips his head back, giving me a long hooded stare that makes my clit throb. I don't want to say. We're both breathing heavily in the darkness, and desire blooms the longer I spend straddling him. My kitty cat is soaked. Resting above the bulge in his jeans. Beneath me, he's rock hard.
He's ready.
Ready.
I'm learning a lot.
And it would take only the smallest, teensiest roll of my hips to give my body the friction it begs for. God, I want to fuck you so bad. I want to be buried inside of this cunt this entire winter. Sweet Jesus, this man can talk dirty, and I'm going to be putty in his hands, knowing that he's keeping hidden away behind his broody exterior. Is this what you're wearing all the time underneath your jeans out on the ranch? These slutty little knee-high socks?
She's wearing like a t-shirt and knee highs.
It's for her circulation.
And a cowboy hat.
It's cold.
It's cold. She needs the hat.
They're really slutty compression socks. Maybe. Christ, Layla, you're killing me. It's okay. You're not touching. All you're doing is watching. I slide my arms off his shoulders and bring them to the hem of my shirt. His eyes track my every movement as I toy with the edge of the fabric, lifting it just a little. Peekaboo. He swallows heavily. The strong line of his throat bobs and his eyes stay transfixed on the spot where my kitty is. I'm going to hell. I'll be right there with you, I breathe. What do you want to see next?
Your ankles.
When does it get filthy?
Yeah. When does something fill something else?
Show me those perfect fucking tits.
Dump them out.
Dump them out, babe. Come on, I'm right here. His cock jerks beneath me when he finally speaks, his voice husky with desire. A shudder of pleasure rolls through me, and I hook the thin cotton up to rest over the tops of my breasts, educationally.
Dump them out.
I hitch in a breath, exposing myself for the first time.
For the first time.
For the first time.
First time.
Girls Gone Wild. They hang out. They hang full and heavy with need. She's lactating. Boom. And I want him to rip free of his self-restraint, to paw me, to play with them so goddamn bad. If he would only lean forward, close that small distance, and take in this hot, wet mouth. I hate it.
She hates it. She hates
I hate
that.
a hot mouth.
Yeah, she likes cold mouths.
Icy.
Dead mouth.
Devil's Peak.
Yes.
Frozen.
I allow my fingers to roam over my soft flesh, caressing and teasing and stroking while my nipples turn into diamonds. The little moans coming out of me are breathy and desperate as I cup and pinch both of them beneath Colt's fearsome gaze. The thick hardness of him presses up into me between the layers of his jeans and my barely there scrap of lace. It would take almost nothing for him to unzip and tug the soaked fabric to one side and thrust up into me. He's in jeans, though?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a cowboy.
Yeah, he's got to still. It's not just pulling it to side. He's got to take it out,
He's got his
too.
boots on with the little, what are they, spurs?
They like clink when he walks. My face must say it all because he makes a strained noise. I'm barely hanging on to decency here. There's too much filthy shit going through my mind for you to be looking at my cock like that, a chicken like that. I whimper and
Fixed.
Done. I whimper and tug harder on my nipples, fixating on his mouth as he turns my body molten, dirty, talking me into a soaked mess.
She's like, this doesn't count. You're not going to touch me. Maybe if she touches herself, he'll touch her. And he's like, I can't resist. Jesus. Oh my God. Just do it.
Just do it. What else do you want? Colt shifts his hips beneath me as he readjusts himself in the chair. This is highlighted 2,500 times.
I just pictured it as a recliner now. Kicked it up.
Baby, I want to fuck you so badly. I want those tiny lace panties balled up inside my sheets every morning, and I want your sweet cum all over my tongue.
Who knows what that could mean? That could mean anything.
That could mean anything.
That's probably not even R-rated.
No, I didn't even say it. God. A tug on my nipples. I want that too. A roll of my hips. What else? Grinding myself down on the firmness of his jeans works my desire tighter. It's a lot of dirty talk. Now I'm scared.
She's scared.
Scared. I want to slide my tongue inside your sweet little
And something. Who knows? Who
while
knows?
you're asleep.
Oh.
Have your body fall apart while you're still dreaming, then shove inside you. He hisses at my hip. He hisses as my hips shift over the head of his cock.
Okay.
They're not chicken.
We already lost it like 20 minutes ago. It's fine.
I'd fill your kitty up so deep, you'd never be able to forget me. With how swollen my area is, the friction sends electric sparks down to my toes. I'm perched on his lap with my soaking wet core rubbing over him and my fingers teasing my sensitive tits. It's going to take next to nothing for me to fall apart if I actually touch myself in front of him. Layla,
As
baby.
opposed to what you're not even actually okay.
She's like, I'm just rubbing.
I'm gonna stop
on
asking
you.
questions. Okay.
Layla, baby, that's it. Keep making a mess of me, he murmurs, eyes transfixed on the place where I'm pressing down over his length. But it's not whipped out.
No.
It's just in the pants.
Hard.
Jeans on lace.
Yeah. Denim snake. Okay.
Devil's peak.
Through the dim light, I can see the tension in his neck and the strain on his face with each shift of my hips. Do you want to look? I whisper, skating one hand down the soft swell of my stomach until I play along the outline of lace, letting my fingers rest over the top of my aching area.
Jeans of it.
For a second before sliding over the edge, just low enough that if I hook to the side, I can tug them and reveal exactly how needy I am for this man.
He knows, girl.
I don't know. I don't fucking know, baby.
Maybe
what
he
he
doesn't
says.
know. Never mind.
If you let me see your area, I'm going to want
Swimsuit area.
your swimsuit area. If you let me see your privates, I'm going to want inside you.
You already do.
Yeah, you do. Like,
You basically are.
I'm going to want to eat you until you're begging me to stop. But I know I won't be able to stop. There's no going back for me once that happens. And I'm not going to be able to keep myself from fucking you in every one of your sweet little holes.
Yeah.
Well, holy shit. The moan that drops out of me is pornographic.
Well, my goodness. Land sakes.
Well, when you say it like that, it's yours if you want to look. I won't tell anyone. God, you're the sexiest fucking thing I've ever seen. Colt's intense stare at the spot where I'm working myself smolders like the embers of that bonfire still burning outside.
Mm-hmm.
Slide your fingers inside from the top, baby. Don't show me. I'm going to lose my goddamn mind.
Yeah, I don't know what's down there.
I don't want to see it. But what if you did it like that? He growls and my stomach caves as the vibrations roll through my body. I do as he says, slipping beneath the waistband and dipping my finger through the slickness to make contact with my area.
That's that ranch.
Jesus, you're fucking soaking wet, like in her bathing suit areas, aren't you? He sounds almost angry as I nod and my breath hitches as I finally make contact with the aching, swollen bud. That's it. Rub that spot in nice, slow circles for me. Fuck. Yes.
He's just got his eyes closed.
He's like, do it. I want to hear it.
Kaycee, I didn't even see. It doesn't count.
I didn't do it. She did it. God, I'm so fucking close already. I whine. My hips are rolling and my fingers pinch my nipples and he's not touching her at all.
No, because that would make it inappropriate.
I don't know, maybe he touched a tit.
No.
And all I can focus on is the hunger written all over Colt's face. Fuck. That's it. Just like that. Eyes on me while you give it to me like a good fucking girl. His rough words are coaxing me in, and I fall apart with a moan as my orgasm curls up from my toes and sweeps me away. Fuck, baby, I'm gonna come. I hate this. Beneath my area, I feel his hips jerk. His area pulses where he's pressed tightly against me.
You're fighting for your life.
Like, how much more? Tightly against me as his own release takes. Did he adjust his pants?
Yeah,
Hell
he
yeah.
hasn't had sex since he was 17.
Colt's eyes squeeze shut, lips curling into a grimace of pleasure, and we're both breathing hard, mouths only inches away from each other in the darkness. Holy shit, I've never felt anything like that intense before, and this man didn't even touch me. Him coming in his pants made it immediately like, oh, gross.
That's what
Ew, yuck.
So yeah, lots of dirty talk in this book.
Yes.
Colton also has a very dirty internal dialogue.
Yeah.
I
filthy.
swear
nasty boy.
see you next Tuesday is said more than any other word.
We should do a word search on this to see how many times it is mentioned.
34 times.
Oh,
She
you've
already
done the
did
research? She's like, I've done the research. Thank
But
you.
who knows
don't
what that
think
could have meant.
The chicken word had been said nearly as many, but I didn't even look at it.
It's
But
more about her.
Hell
Yeah.
Plus, they have to call Kaycee that a couple of times.
Right.
There's another storm after this, and they're avoiding each other. They have to go feed the horses, and they kind of
So they just go to bed after that?
Everyone's wet.
He says, go to bed.
Get out of here.
Go change your bathing suit.
I gotta go wash my jeans.
He's like, don't look back.
Should take the hat off and put it back on him? Okay.
I
She
think
put it on his lap?
I think, she put it on his knee or something. Or maybe his lap, I don't know.
It's all the way down to his knee.
They get into a fight, and she's basically like, you're a sad old man. And I can't wait to get out of here. Like, you're a
42-year-old old man.
She's 25. She doesn't know yet.
God.
They kind of, he's like, she won't leave the gate won't shut, and she's trying to get it shut, but it's literally like a blizzard, and he's like, we need to get out of here. It's about to be a whiteout, which is like kind of dangerous to like get back. And so he basically just like grabs her and throws her on the horse and takes off.
Nice.
And she's like struggling against him when he's like taking her off of the horse, and she's like, don't fucking touch me. But she's like pulling on him, and they're like about to kiss again.
Yeah.
And she says, please. He kisses her.
Nice.
He pulls her pants down right there in the barn
Oh.
and goes down on her.
Whoa.
During the whiteout, these poor horses, they're hungry.
They're in the barn. So he was like, we definitely can't do much because we'll literally freeze to death. And he was like,
It's like, but I got a hot mouth. I can warm up.
basically. They go inside, and basically she's like, how's this going to work? What are we going to do? Maybe we shouldn't do this.
We are past that.
He says we have 2 weeks until the road is clear, and we're just gonna
hole up and
he's like, I'm insane with the need to have you, so tell me what you want, because I'll take whatever fucking crumbs you're willing to throw on the floor. So they fuck
a lot.
All
like
day,
every
literally day. That night is crazy. Like,
what was it?
City.
Man-eater, when we were talking about them having like orange juice, Pedialyte, and snacks.
Well, he came in his pants too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did have, after they get inside, they literally have sex right there in the living room up against the wall. He makes her macaroni and they
makes
eat.
the noises.
He's like, it was a euphemism. I was
no, he just like reheats some macaroni. They go into the shower. He fucks her face. And they have sex in the shower. Then they have sex in the bed. And then she's like recounting sex in the next chapter the next morning. Literally. I was like, wow. I expect you in my bed every night.
For 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If that's all I get, I won't settle for anything less than having all of you.
So where do we get to? Kaycee comes home and he's like, Dad, what are you doing? And then they're like, I'm your new mom. And then everything's fine. This is
also where it starts to get real dirty, is that they're stuck inside and it's a whiteout. He doesn't have enough condoms.
Whiteout.
And
blasting.
She's on birth control. She says, it doesn't matter. I've been tested.
Been there, done that.
I don't want to have kids. So I'm real good about it. So there's lots of cum.
Everywhere, but inside of her.
Ranch.
No.
He goes inside of her.
Yeah, everywhere.
Because she's on birth control.
Yeah.
Ranch dressing, the Hidden Valley.
And for two people who don't want to have kids, they are into some breeding kinks.
Like,
sure.
what are like some of the breeding kinks?
Sticking it back in.
Oh. So,
Yeah.
Oh.
Sometimes
Okay.
when, like, if ranch, like, falls onto the table, you scoop it up and put it back on the plate.
Yeah.
Because you're nasty.
Oh.
Okay.
Did you like it? You liked it? Oh, you liked it.
I mean, it's nasty.
She was in.
Yeah.
She was intrigued.
But yeah, they're fucking everywhere. They're fucking outside, the cars.
Is there a third act breakup or anything? Or
well,
how does it like? How does
okay?
that,
So Kaycee finally comes back.
Okay.
They get an extra week because there was like not a mudslide, but like rock fall.
They had,
from
like, a
the
landslide?
snow. Yeah, not
He
a
did it.
landslide, but rock fall.
Rock fall.
He's out there just like
yes.
pushing rocks. Well, we got another week.
Oopsies.
So yeah, they get it. They get 3 weeks total. They're literally like, he's finger blasting her in the barn, and Kaycee shows up, and he goes out there. Kaycee's back with a pregnant girl.
What?
Yeah, and I don't know why they don't just say whatever. Like, he's with this new girl. Like, who cares? But of course, they're like back to not talking, back to not having sex.
I assume he's kind of all like, damn it, this guy, now he's going to have a baby. He's going to have to care for it.
Yeah. So the girl knows that she can tell that they've been fooling around.
She can
and
smell
she's
it.
like,
She can
if
smell
you
it.
don't leave, I'm going to tell Kaycee that you've been sleeping with his dad.
Do it. We're going to kill him and eat him, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And so basically she's like, I got to get out of here. I don't want to ruin things between him and Kaycee. And she like takes off in the middle of the night and goes and gets her car and goes to her new job.
The end.
I roll.
A couple of months go by.
Months.
Yeah, she graduates, or she's about to graduate, and she's working at the rodeo. She runs into Kaycee, and he's like, my dad looks so sad. I know something happened between you, and you should call him. And she's like, how did you know? And he was like, I didn't. But
My girl said she smelled
you just, it turns out that wasn't even his baby. There's a whole plot line that
There's
I'm
a
not even going
whole-
to bother you with.
Maury, you are not the father.
You're not the
People were
father.
after the ranch, and they were trying to use a baby. I don't know.
Just
Or, like,
wear
get into the bloodline.
Yes.
just wear his hat, and then you're like engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Kaycee ends up helping his dad get a cell phone because he doesn't have a cell phone.
He's
He
42.
downloads-
He's not
This is
old.
Not okay.
He's
He
not
doesn't have cell
old.
phone. He doesn't have a cell phone. He lives out on the ranch. He don't talk to nobody. He's a curmudgeon.
This
And he-
man needs to be older.
He
Harrison
shows
Ford.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
He shows up at her graduation and he tells her he loves her.
Because he does.
Yeah. And then
phones.
Do
they're
they fuck
together.
again?
Yeah.
Does she have a baby?
No.
They're like, no babies.
No babies.
No
No
babies.
babies.
We're just fuxing.
Yeah.
We're just practicing.
The aunt's good wherever she is.
Oh, yeah. Dementia aunt.
She's
Yeah,
chilling.
she's
Yeah,
fine.
she's fine.
She's
She
fine.
doesn't know what's going
She's
on.
fine.
That's fine.
That's
All right.
it.
What
people think?
what does Vanessa rank this?
4 stars.
4
Stars.
stars.
She loves ranch.
Do we had a Vanessa 5-star?
Yes.
Which one was it?
A Pugging Wrong Date.
Yeah.
5 stars.
At least that one, yeah.
Okay.
There might be more. Listeners,
Let us know.
let us know.
I don't know.
What do the good people at Goodreads think?
So we had some friends read it. It's 4
Ooh.
stars on Goodreads, 33,000 reviews. We had 14 friends read it, review it, or want to read it.
I love it.
But only one person wrote an actual review. But honorable mentions, Rachel, 3 a.m., Chapter Chaser, Sophie, Tracy, and Dana. But Taylor Hale gave it 4 stars. Wow. ... Wow. Wow.
Ranch.
That's
Wow.
us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
Sticks it back in.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
Kaycee, the book was repetitive and contradictory. How can you tell that someone is wet when you're inside of a bathtub? That's not how it works. There's a bathtub scene. He talks about how wet she is, but they're in the water.
Kaycee. okay, not to get too scientific, women in STEM, but the consistency is,
It is
Different.
different.
in theory, very different.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then you're in there.
You can tell that there's
Kind of.
give.
Yeah. Goo.
A question about the it coming back out and putting it back in. Now, does she? He blows inside of her.
Yeah.
And then does she just like stand up, or does he go in and scoop
No.
it out?
Gravity.
It comes
Right,
out.
so she stands out. Like,
No.
she
No,
stands
it's
up.
not just, there's so much. Remember, it's
Yeah.
down to his knee.
Right.
Turkey baster
like,
situation.
Again, she's got to. If gravity's going to come into play, she can't be laying down. She's got to be like up, and so
maybe
then it
her
plops
hips.
out.
Maybe her hips are tilted.
Maybe she just has a shallow
Maybe she's sitting up.
channel.
Maybe she's got one
and
of
then
those.
he just scoops it up, and then pushes it back in. Like, no, don't come out.
Well, he fingers her.
Okay,
Mhm.
that
He
makes sense. And he
fingers
scoops
back
it out.
in.
Right, so it doesn't plop out. He scoops it out.
The hand gestures.
No, it's coming out.
Okay. Listeners, let us know.
No,
No,
don't
don't.
let us know.
We're not asking you questions.
I
You
don't
don't
wanna
have to
know
tell us
anything.
tutorials. We'll just be wrong. It's fine.
Interesting.
I'll show you a video.
Of you?
No.
HR.
Yes.
Hello?
Do you have a complaint?
No.
I'm like choking.
Beth gave it 1 star, but 3 chili peppers.
Ooh.
Her ex-fuck buddy comes back with a chick who's 5 months pregnant. I can't understand why everyone's so tense about the situation. Colt and Layla acting all hush-hush. Who even cares? It was all just stupid. That chick flirting and blackmailing Layla to leave the ranch. Like, mind your own fucking business.
True.
Yeah, stupid.
3 chili peppers out of 5?
Yeah.
That's what
I
are you
don't
what are
know.
you reading, Beth?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Is that one of our friends?
No.
Oh.
None of these are
But
friends.
if Beth says it's 3, maybe it's out of 3. But if she's saying 3 out of 5, this is a medium
Yeah.
spicy book for her.
What is she like? We gotta do some investigating. Find
I'll
out
do
what
some
does she
investigating.
find as a
Let's-
5.
I'll let you know.
Do some digging on Beth.
Yeah.
Oxia said, I don't know why I thought this would be a good idea. It wasn't.
Okay.
Okay.
Enough
This
said.
is very big on TikTok.
Okay.
It's kind of
Sounds
what
right.
got me into it, and I think that's what everybody always says.
Yeah.
Nice.
TikTok lied to me.
That was pretty nasty. It was the dirty talk that really.
I think so.
Yeah, the scenes were even crazier. That's why I chose this.
Feels like there was a lot of build up too, and
Yes.
that made it like it
I
wasn't
thought that
slow
was half
burn,
of the fun, too.
but it was enough of where you're like, and then he said this,
Ooh, and then his hand could almost touch her thigh.
I can feel the heat.
He made her mac and cheese.
Yeah, that's nice.
That is nice. Well, if he's made you mac and cheese, let us know. Like and subscribe at Clutch My Pearls Pod everywhere on the internet. Share with your friends. Join our Patreon via a browser, not via the Apple App Store.
Yes.
And let your friends know. Let your vet know.
Let your vet know.
Let your vet know.
Yeah.
Get your pet spayed and neutered. And
Little PSA.
yeah, if you're on our Patreon, you get your episode a day early. So we'll see you there. I'll see you Monday. For everyone else, we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye. She's broken.
Go to bed.